So you should know that I've gotten my lettuce out, my tomatoes laid over, along with my shell. I think I might go soft shell today because I'm feeling good. I'm gonna go fry that with a little bit of oil. Veteran Curry, are y'all ready to be served some tacos?
Yeah, I mean, just a great game from Taco Gaming. I think that I said that they should switch their plan. Instead, they doubled down and they proved me wrong. I think they made really smart adjustments in draft. I think picking Pike third so that they couldn't get banned away from them. Rovex we saw yesterday play really well on the Pike. This game was just day and night difference from the Singe game. So much more impactful. Running around the map, in lane, in team fights. Super great. I think taking a bit away the focus, like really focusing on their top side, giving Shochi the counter pick instead of blinding, making it Gorica play Varus. It didn't look super great, but just as a supportive champion, it really filled what they were trying to do. And I think just constantly being aggressive. There were certain points in the game where they made a lot of mistakes. They didn't change their game plan. They just kept being aggressive, kept fighting. Karthus kept farming, and I think they just scaled and played really well around their comp.
That's it right there. Now, Smacks even mentioned before as we got out of the game that playing well around that composition, right? Although a very tough task to do, but truly, we could have done it like them. It was consistent assassinations, a slower early game. And Veteran, I found that, with 100 Thieves, they were looking for ways to respond, but just didn't find enough.
I mean, I thought at the start of the show today that this kind of composition was the only way that they would be able to pick a game. They did this last game, it didn't work out. I'm glad that they doubled down on this time round. I think the biggest difference, though, is whereas they did still pivot this to make sure City Witty got some form of economy in the early phases, and the game was going very slow, which was typically death for them against any other kind of 100 Thieves. What ended up happening here is that because you have Rovex on this Pike, he is a completely different player when he's on that. He is able to set his map up when he's on that. So even though you have City Witty playing very hard for economy himself, that doesn't mean you don't have a map presence. And when it came to the skirmishes and the fights, it wasn't just we need to get kills for Karthus or for our mid lane, etc. All of these aspects, the Karthus, the Zed, all of this burst ends up giving Rovex resets. And that's how they're able to end up coming back in all of these fights.
Yeah, and this right here too, as you take a look at this, this was, although I believe it was extremely messy, but the Karthus, you gotta get better, did so much and was so far ahead. Every single fight was essentially, no matter what damage you take, multiply that by 3.
Yeah, but you weren't in a situation this time round where it couldn't be competitive for Taco Gaming. Like this game, you didn't get to see what happened with Pike resets. That was the story of most of the rest of the game. In that particular fight, though, what you were able to see was that on a much more even footing, they were at least able to get enough kills to force 100 Thieves to back off. It's a very, very deadly composition. Zed Karthus is a very good combo because when Zed gets deathmark on you and Karthus gets damage down on you, that's basically an insta-kill and insta-burst. Pike is basically your backup if that doesn't work out. But you should be able to remove someone from the fight at the start, as well as deal AoE to the rest of them. So the composition's very, very strong overall. It's similar to what they did last time. It just has so many more synergies and so many more backup plans within them and doesn't crucially sacrifice early game for the economy on City Witty.
Yeah, and I think also looking more importantly at 100 Thieves comp, they actually did something very different than their usual, especially mid-jungle, which I think is a large part also why the comp from Taco Gaming felt so much easier and better to play. So they went for the Ahri Nocturne, which is very heavy on the dive. And we were talking before, usually we see that Fnatic is on these like more supportive junglers who help their teams. Nocturne is not like that. He can't help his team 3-6. He wants to farm for himself. And we saw Ahri, who's much more of a dive champ, not one of these Azir or Swain who wants like people to dive into them. So they forced themselves onto like this big dive comp. And I think we can just see that like, yeah, this is a great example where like they're diving in first, they make the first play, but killing Karthus first isn't really a big deal. He's still going to get all his damage, all his ult on first. They have very slippery champions to escape the dive. And I think here the Karthus basically got triple kill in the 4v5. Like Akshan wasn't even here. And I think this is really the big turnaround. Like 100 Thieves, they really felt like they had to dive. I don't know if that's 100% true this game. But they went for this play and you just saw the power of the comp. Instead of playing like that really slow style, really controlled where Dark Wings is controlling the team fight from like distance, and Fnatic is kind of just like setting up. They were diving in, and it gave Taco Gaming that ability to really utilize their comp, really get the skirmishes in, and really move away from 100 Thieves' strength and play into Taco Gaming. So I think that was a big reason why this game felt much better for Taco as well.
You could easily say here that whereas we worried that if City Witty tries to match Fnatic on this playstyle, that might be a huge problem because you basically give up the ghost to the person who's better on that playstyle, which would be Fnatic. This time, you saw Fnatic trying to match City Witty on City Witty's terms, playing the farming Nox into the farming Karthus. City Witty, and crucially, Taco Gaming as a whole, knows how to play this style in and out. And in that fight at the end, you also saw the final backup there, which was the action. Immediately after that final kill, he gets to res 2 more members of his team back. So you're trying to face Taco Gaming on Taco's gaming terms. They've beaten No Org with this. They're beating 100 Thieves with this now. We underestimate this team all the time. That's why we're about to lose our predictions again to the great Ravishing Ravish.
I mean,
100 Thieves cannot make that mistake again. These guys know how to play this form of League of Legends. Don't challenge them in it. Don't give them a way to do it. You do that, you are losing the series. And Ravishing's going to be correct, and you can't do this to me.
Yeah, we can't let that happen.
No.
For 100 Thieves, I'd like to just see them go back to what works. Like, I think especially in a best of 5, especially in like these long game series, like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. This is a strong team. This is a great team. They have their strengths. Like, play to them. You don't need to prove that you're better at Taco Gaming style. Just prove that you're better than them at your style. And I'd just like to see them go back to that, even out the series, and then, have a like really fun competitive series from there.
I'm about to have such an ego. Like right now, I'm sitting comfortably, but if I get this, I'm gonna be up here. Y'all not gonna hear the end of it. The day that I beat out just 2 professional coaches, and just some bald guy. Oh, you best believe that's going in my Twitter bio. 100%. But for now, though, we'll leave it up to the casters to take us through the game and really help us understand if I get to change my Twitter bio today or do we have it in the game on the horizon. My brothers, let's get it.
And you heard it from veteran 100X. Ravish is 1 game away from being correct. This is about to be a travesty. And speaking of, he's 1 game away from being correct as well.
2 days in a row. If
2 days in a
happens. And travesty, he can't win in the numbers department, I believe, and the caster prediction. I think if we can pull that one up again, I think he's still trailing Rebel Fox in terms of the numbers.
No.
But if he's right today, then he wins. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care at all. Rebel Fox, you can do whatever you want with your number, okay? That doesn't matter.
Yeah, the crown doesn't mean anything. We're dethroning you. We're done here. We have a new king, and that is going to be Travesty, who has believed since the beginning for Taco Gaming, which, speaking of, only 1 more game, Smacks. If Taco Gaming win 1 more game, we have our champions, and Taco lock in 2nd seed.
It's not just 1 more game. It is 1 out of the next 2 as well, because we do still have maybe a 5th game if 100 Thieves can win this 4th one. As 100 Thieves, I believe, are actually switching over to the red side, if I'm reading this correctly from our head ref. Shout out to Tim, always keeping it down for us. Switching over to red side, match their logo for one, but also to deny away the counter picks that have been so deadly against them. In the first game was that Soraka, and in the 3rd game just now it was the Zed in the mid lane. So lethal.
Yeah, and we've seen they're willing to run it back. Taco Gaming don't care. Game number 2, Karthus didn't look that good. It did not dissuade Switty Witty. He still brings it out in game number 3, and he looks fantastic on it. Sure, you target him. Sure, you kill the Karthus, but City's like, that plays exactly to what I want. I just want to stand there, put all that damage, throw my Skittles, and sing my song.
And at this point, it feels to me like 100 Thieves has more bans that they're considering than that they have slots for, because we already saw in game 1 they did ban the Karthus, so they went over to banning Sylas instead, and they banned Pyke in 2 of the games. Granted, it was in the 2nd phase, but we've now seen that it is prioritized enough from Taco Gaming to pick earlier than that. So for 100 Thieves, they really need to consider what they have to do with all of those things. Not to mention, they went over to that red side, which means that they are leaving up first pick priority to maybe see something like a Gnar denied away from Sniper and given over to Lawrence again. So there's a lot at their disposal that they have to consider once we get into this draft phase.
And I don't even know if you want to take away the Gnar at this point. Taco Gaming has had such a good answer into that action, into taking that time and time again against Lawrence, with Lawrence, excuse me. As we said at the very start of the day, that Lawrence is not the best laner. He's someone who has normally played almost perma weak side, and yet against General Sniper, he is showing up. He's outlaning Sniper. He's getting solo kills against Sniper. This is a completely different Lawrence. This is completely different Taco Gaming as a whole.
4 isolated kills onto Sniper in 3 games. Yes, I'm keeping track because that is an insane number for Lawrence. I'm really impressed by him. You know, we've seen some stuff from him in the past. We saw he was on Cloud9 Amateur for a while under the name Speedo. He moved up to Academy for a brief moment in time so that he could sub in during visa issues for Cloud9. And now he's on Taco Gaming, 1 win away from being the best team in Amateur in this specific tournament, pretty much undisputedly. Yes, they will have less points and less seeding when we get into the main Proving Grounds event, but this has been a dominant victory so far over 100 Thieves Next, and if we see a 3rd win from them just like that, I don't think you really have much argument to say that 100 Thieves is better than Taco Gaming at that point.
We will have to see as this draft unfolds. I do want to give a quick shout out to Taco, the manager of Taco Gaming. I mean, Taco Gaming, they've been a fantastic organization, having 0 backing. You know, it's great to see a lot of these grassroots orgs get so far, but Taco has taken this org, and he's done it twice. He's brought in this org to the finals twice. Once in spring, again, right here, right now in summer. So a big hats off to him for just making this click so well.
You can always count on Deserux to talk about people from Winthrop when given the opportunity. And yeah,
damn right.
Big shout out to Taco Gaming for bringing it down here. Taco Gaming's been a treat to have in the amateur space the entire year. And yeah, big part of the Winthrop organization as well. I believe when they won CLAW, he was there. So good on him. I know he's LFT as well as a manager for places in leagues. So hit him up. As we get into the draft here, Kindred has been banned and the Draven. So far, exactly the same bans from 100 Thieves Next. They want to take away the Silas. They have the opportunity to again, but again, they're on red side, so they have more burden on them to take away some of the first pick options.
So 100 Thieves will have more of that counter pick going to them. And I mean, for the most part, 100 Thieves might feel like this bodes better for them. Getting those counter picks into some of these matchups that they've been getting absolutely styled on thus far into this game. Another ban does come through. It's going to be Talia taken away once again. One more ban for 100 Thieves Next, and then we see that very, very curious B1 that I want to see from Taco Gaming now that they are on blue side.
Ooh, it is the Karthus. They're switching it up, keeping the Silas available. We've seen some teams actually pick Silas first on blue side, and Taco Gaming do have that opportunity right now if they want it. The Gnar instead will be the option, though, denying it from Sniper and again taking it top.
Yeah, so I was curious about that one, if they were still going to let the Gnar to the other side like they had an answer, but no, this time they want to take it for themselves. It'll be the Gnar going over to Lawrence, and I do want to see, it's not one of his most common, but in this split, it's something that's been coming more and more common throughout this, as the summer has gone through for his champion pool. But this is going to result in that bounce back we were talking about in game number 1. Usually when we see Gnar on one side, Silas gets grabbed on the other, and you get that free ultimate.
This is really interesting from 100 Thieves because they've locked in presumably their mid lane champion, could be top, I suppose, into Gnar, but we're expecting it to go to Darkwings, and they've selected their support, both of which are the roles that got very hard countered in the draft in the last couple of games. So I'm really curious as to what the opportunity will be for Taco Gaming, as they do have both counter picks available to them. This Graves realistically could be one of them. It could genuinely be a mid lane Graves for Shochi into the Silas if he wants to take that one there.
Not just mid lane, you could flex it over back to the jungle where we normally see it, because it was something that City Witty played a lot of, especially during this split. Again, one of his career high champions. Has a lot of confidence in that power farming that plays towards his style that we're so familiar with. Taco Gaming, they're going back to what we saw before, blinding straight into that Aphelios, and it results in a response for 100 Thieves next to be the Jinx.
Another big scaling lane for Lens and Sword. Lens in specific is the hyper carry again in this game. He played a couple of Zeri games back to back, the first one being wildly more successful than the second, where he did have to deal with Zed and Karthus and Pyke and everything. Now that he sees that there aren't those options and you can ban away the ones that are still there, Jinx becomes much more palatable. So I'm liking this look from Lens. We've seen him put up some wild performances on the hyper carries, so this is that opportunity to do it again.
As the Pyke gets banned away, going to take away that aggression from Rovex. I do get a little bit worried if we're going to see a little bit of a default in the bottom lane for Rovex to just go into more of a standard play. We do know he plays a lot of Lulu. Lulu does work well with Aphelios, especially in providing some level of peel with the Glitter Lance, and of course help picks to provide some buffs over for the Aphelios. That's one champion that can go through as we start to see some of these spicy picks get banned away. Next one is going to be Lissandra.
Away that mid lane pull once more. Again, I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be the Zed. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe that ban goes to waste, maybe it doesn't. Shoji still a man of mystery in this draft, as is Rovex, who won't have Pyke, but it's possible that he goes for that same bot lane we saw in the first game, where he goes for the Soraka with the Aphelios. Could be very deadly into all these champions. 100 Thieves next do have a lot of sustain on their side already with that Sylas, and could yank away the Soraka ultimate as well. But I feel like the Soraka still does work wonders into what 100 Thieves next have got in store for us, and Lee Sin only adds to that.
We haven't seen Fnatic on Lee Sin for a while. I believe the last time we saw it was in spring, but this is a champion that he absolutely loves. He's shown up so many times in this Lee Sin in his past, and he's bringing it out once again here, this matchup versus Taco Gaming.
Okay. Very aggressive jungler here for Fnatic, and very defensive support for Rovex as he goes directly for the Braum, trying to keep his AD carries, because he does have multiple, safe in this game with the wall, with all of the crowd control. But someone who he doesn't need to keep safe is mid laner Shoji, who's on the LeBlanc. Really exciting stuff from that player as well. And, you know, it's a champion that I really love, but I've been really struggling on recently since the durability patch. Because you can't quite one-shot people the same way as you could before, but it's still really good when it gets going, and the damage is still unmatched, even if it takes a little longer to kill people.
But this is exciting for me. This is very, very exciting what we've seen drafted so far. The Yuumi was picked up on the side of Taco Gaming, so that's going to be paired alongside the Aphelios. I want to double-check if that was actually a Braum or if that is an Aphelios. Not an Aphelios, excuse me, Yuumi. It is a bug. Okay. It is a Braum. It is a Braum. All right. Which makes definitely much more sense. It's the traditional combo to take alongside Aphelios, because Braum provides a lot of kill when you have aggression coming at you. And let's face it, Gorka's going to have a lot of aggression headed his way.
Yeah. You know what else this confirms? This tells us that Braum is indeed a kit inside.
Max,
I hope he can meow as well.
Why you got to break me on the champions select? It took you a while, but you finally got me on that one, man. Come on. we need Kangas' Star Guardian Braum cosplay to come meow for us on the stream, I think, as Rovex. He's our resident Star Guardian here in Amateur, playing the Braum. And yeah, like you said, the champion's really solid into a lot of what 100 Thieves has got going for us here. Very defensive. And Gorka certainly will probably feel more safe knowing that he does have that on his side. It's not something that Rovex has done a whole lot of in this game, stay by Gorka. You know, the Soraka, the closest thing to that, but the Singed and the Pyke, not quite so much. All right, Twitch chat, let us know. Is this going to be it right now? Do you believe in Taco Gaming taking this and becoming our PGCQ champions for Summer number 2? Or will it be continued domination from 100 Thieves next? Only time is going to tell on this one, as we are ready for the Rift. Right on it, right here, right now. Taking stock of what we have, Taco Gaming. I mean, it's stock standard, right? This is the playstyle they like to go for. Much more passive into the bottom lane with the Braum Aphelios. It can play more aggressive if you do get the upper hand. But for the most part, it is a standard Taco Gaming comp.
I want to take one quick moment to say a thing about an item, which is not something that I do very frequently, but it's something that I think needs to be said right now because I think it's going to be helpful for everybody who is a Braum player. Braum has 1 AP ratio in his entire kit, and that is his ultimate. You would think that the Q has an AP ratio, but it is instead a health ratio. It's based on his bonus HP, which means that Relic Shield is not as good as Steel Shoulder cards. The more you know.
Nice little lesson with Professor Smacks.
I had to teach Cubby that, and he was previously the rank 1 Braum in NA, and he didn't know that. So, I wasn't going to throw Cubby under the bus, but then I realized that I had the opportunity to, and when you get an opportunity to flame Cubby, you take it.
Absolutely, always. Took it in Academy, and definitely going to take it here in PGCQ number 2. As I do want to point out, this was very aggressive from Taco Gaming. They went in for the full invade onto blue side, but a smart read coming out from 100 next. It's just going to result in vertical jungling for Fnatic.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be exactly the same, too, as Fnatic. I can't imagine is going to go for other camps. He's going to prove me wrong. More aggressive than I right now, Fnatic. Jungling on 100 Thieves next has its perks, and one of those is that Sniper is a very solid laner and someone you can expect will have a pretty solid advantage up in that top lane on average. Although, saying that, does look like Lawrence is able to push in and actually get a ward onto Fnatic, so he might actually be in danger in a moment.
Lawrence is kind of hovering away from the wave right now. Rightfully so. He knows Fnatic's at least somewhere in this area. Doesn't want to get caught out. Lee Sin. The early game of Lee Sin is absolutely massive. Has good amount of damage it can bring to these skirmishes as an attack onto Darkwings coming out from City Witty and Shochi. Looking for the first blood, but the return comes from Fnatic as he hops right onto Shochi. Shochi forced to back off, falling to about 100 health, but City Witty continuing the onslaught, chasing out Fnatic and Darkwings. But now the return, a burst of damage, and a sync coming in from the mid-jungle duo of 100 Thieves next.
Wow, that was beautifully played by Fnatic and Darkwings, and that is that lethal aggression and coordination that we've seen grow and grow and grow throughout the split as Fnatic's not done in mid lane. He's going to dive top.
And now with the setup coming from Sniper, it is a simple dive. Fnatic transferring that aggression that he got from the kill over in that river, sends it straight to the top lane. Now 100 Thieves, 3 minutes into this, they're off to the races.
Fan has had enough of this series right now, Deserex. He's done getting disrespected. He's playing the Lee Sin. He is kicking them in the face in this first game. First blood, second kill immediately after. He's putting on the carry pants, and he is buckling them up with a nice belt.
Man, the moment he pulls out that Lee Sin, you know Fnatic means business. 2 kills early into this game, already starting off for the jungler, and he's going to be matching the same side that City Witty's on as a fight breaking out in the bottom lane into the top lane. Lawrence solo killed by Sniper, and the solo kills, they just keep coming, Smacks.
I mentioned what happens in the Irelia Gnar matchup in the first few levels in the first game. Lawrence did a great job of dodging out all of those stuns, but all it takes is one, as Sniper shows us right now. Wanna hold on for just 1 second, because Sword might be in a bit of danger here. There's a bit of a bush set up here.
The recall. No, they're gonna find it. They're gonna find it. City Witty's there. He's gonna wait for the timeout and go for the hook, so this is just a 1-on-2. No, still gonna get it onto Lens. One more for the stun. It is found, and Gorica will take down Lens in the bottom lane. Still popping off is the bot lane of Taco Gaming.
Oh, wow. They're so lethal together here. Gorica playing expertly with his support, both of them flashing instantly to not give Lens any time to react to that one with a flash of his own. Oh, Lawrence. Oh, boy.
Oh,
I think he's
poor
dead
Lawrence.
for a third
It's
time.
a 2-level difference. He can't even get Mega Gnar in time, and this is the attack point coming out from 100 Thieves next. They got the early kills onto Lawrence. He's already on his third death at 5 minutes. Fnatic's just going to keep attacking that lane.
This is the kind of stuff that we expected to see from Sniper from the get-go. It took a bit of winding up, but Sniper and Fnatic are finally here to play together. Exactly what they do on the top lane for a third time. Darkwing's dealing quite a bit of damage to Shochi, as you can see. LeBlanc, her damage isn't quite what it's cracked up to be, or was before the durability patch. It's a sad day for LeBlanc mains when that came through. I'm one of them.
But not the saddest day for Silas mains, at least.
True,
So
yeah.
Darkwings is still enjoying things in that mid game, into that matchup, into that mid lane, excuse me, into that matchup versus Shochi. And now the transfer from 100 Thieves next is towards the bot side. Gorka, Rovex a little bit overextended as Darkwings and the boys start heading into that direction, waiting for the hook to come out as Rovex looking to stand in front and body block. No success coming out for 100 Thieves next. Rovex defending Gorka well.
Some good synergy there with the Braum passive and the Severum Q right there, as Gorka does get all of the Winter's Bite stacks off immediately. The concussive blow stacks off, excuse me. Sword cannot get that follow-up hook. Does get the slow with the Glacial because of the auto passive, but the stun is too much and they don't actually get the follow-up there. So nicely played from Rovex and Gorka to survive that, as they really did need to. If they died there, then the lane that is ahead for Taco Gaming all of a sudden is just gone, and they don't have any lanes that are ahead, and that is a disaster for the entire team, but very specifically for City Witty, who really likes playing for these Drakes.
Ushochi over the wall. Darkwings gonna steal away the Mimic, pops it afterwards. But Taco Gaming, a stock standard play coming from them. Once again, they will grab the Dragon. Fnatic watching in the wings. City Witty waiting it out. That should be the trade right there. Don't expect Fnatic to take this one. Already the objective's been taken away. But again, Taco Gaming, early Drakes. It's what they go for and it's what they secure.
Yet again, that's 4 times in a row they've been able to take the first Drake. I believe each of those times they also got the second. So see if I can follow up on that 100 next. Instead, focus their sights on this top side as per usual in this game. Likely to take away the Rift Herald after taking away a nice and tasty blue buff for Fnatic. More energy gains. I love that.
A simple grab. Go back to the Vertal jungling style, except no one really gave City Witty the memo this time, so his blue buff is gone. Fnatic's blue buff still up, so resources being acquired by Fnatic, and he's right to keep pushing this early momentum. He's still a 3-0-0 Lee Sin, and the early game agency you get from Lee Sin is absolutely phenomenal.
Taking away this Rift Herald, completely uncontested here as well. Shochi, City Witty, and Lawrence all on reset, so very favorable timing there for 100 Thieves. They'll will secure that one. See where they choose to use it. I can't imagine it's anywhere except for top lane. You really need to get Sniper outside of that lane as soon as possible. He's already done the work to get Lawrence into the dirt. He really needs to make sure that Gorka cannot play the game either, because even if you have a Gale Force, AD carries don't really have a good matchup to Irelia.
And Lawrence definitely struggling over there as Sniper gets the better of this lane, the better of this lead. So much control going over to him, even has a call on top of that one, so feeling oh so confident over on this top side. Lawrence will have to struggle for the long haul recall coming out of Sniper. Taking stock of what's on the map right now, I mean, we're only 9 minutes into this one, but it's been such a chaotic start to finally get into this lull that we have 3 minutes before Dragon does spawn. Gold lead going over to 100 Thieves next off of a lot of those top lane plays. Now Taco Gaming looking for a play of their own in the mid lane as the chain of CC gets returned with the Glacial Fissure from Darkwings.
Looking like the Howling Abyss here in mid lane with all the Glacial Fissures. Love that, as Darkwings very quick to respond with a Braum ult of his own. If he did not drop that, he almost certainly would have died. So well done there as we hit 10 minutes. Taking stock of everything here. 100 Thieves next continue to have this gigantic lead, and even in this bottom lane where they did give up a kill onto Lens, he does have both of his summoner spells up. He's scaling on this Jinx, and
oh, Sniper missed the ultimate.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Lawrence has a chance to just
dead.
strike back. A simple slip up. That ultimate is all it took, and suddenly Lawrence gets another solo kill, Smacks.
That's 5 solo kills in 4 games. On to Sniper. I don't know what to say, Deserex. That's insane. After dying 3 times, he only had boots. Now, the turret did most of the work here, as we're about to watch one more time. Sniper is at full HP. Missing the ultimate has proved to be a very devastating mistake.
I want to see Lawrence's movement that actually got him out of that. Oh, he just...
Wow.
It's just a
he
simple
walked
step.
forward.
Simple walk up.
That's pretty wild. Especially considering some abilities in League of Legends have like a backwards hitbox, speaking in fighting games terms, it's when you throw out a spell in front of you, but for a brief moment, it hits things that are slightly behind you and on top of you as well. I guess Irelia Ultimate doesn't do that. A lot of spells in League do, though, so I'm a bit surprised.
Oh, and this lockdown is going to be so hard for Gorica to get away from. That's why Dragon's Rage comes out and the cavalry arrives. Dark Wings takes out Gorica. Following through with the Sonic Wave will get a kill for Lens.
Good job from 100 Thieves next on that bot side coordinated play. Sniper isolated, though, and Taco Gaming knows it.
Oh, Lawrence looking for the ultimate, wants to slam it on the Sniper, but Lawrence falls too low. City Witty is there, though. One more buckshot onto Sniper takes him down.
Really, really close there from Sniper, but as I was saying, Taco Gaming know for a fact that nobody is there to outnumber them on top of Sniper, and they find yet another kill, this time going over to City Witty. Still a favorable play on the entire map, as 100 Thieves next do get all of the summoner spells out from the bottom lane, and they kill both of them, including a couple of plates down there. Sniper is sort of falling behind now that he's left to his lonesome.
I mean, a lot of this has been hanging so heavily off of Fnatic in his early game plays. He looks so good on this Lee Sin, man. He looks
really
incredible on this Lee Sin. I love seeing when he's able to play it. We've been kind of like starved of it for so long. But now that we're in the finals, there's no punch that you cannot pull. You have to bring your best, and at least Sin coming right back out of the pocket for Fnatic is going to look to challenge this Dragon play set up by Taco Gaming.
Fnatic, he does have the smite. He doesn't have his kick quite yet, so they have to wait for it. Oh,
all right,
stolen.
secured. City Witty is going to be able to get it, but the fight will break out. Running low is Sword. He gets dropped, but there is Dark Wings returning fire. Fnatic following on to Shochi, tries to flash away, but Fnatic will chase him down, and Lens will finish off on the other end. Taco Gaming, they got the Drake, but they lost 3 of their members in the process, and 100 Thieves next are looking for more.
Yes, kick.
Now.
City Witty.
Woo! Stylish kick over the wall. City Witty far too low, and Fnatic far too good.
Fnatic has all the movement in the world to continue finding kill after kill after kill. 100 next, they take 4 off of the Rift. I misspoke when I said that they stole it. It is secured by Taco Gaming. That's 2 Drakes in a row, 4 games in a row, so good on them, but you do not like that trade if you're Taco Gaming, giving over 4 kills and maybe a 5th one.
Oh, ultimate coming out. Smart by Lawrence to Meganar ultim towards the tower, and another solo kill acquired. But I'm sorry, Lawrence. While it looked cool, while it looked great, here is Dark Wings to spoil the day.
Using that Gnar ultimate, which we've already complained about. You don't even have to work for. It's complete cheating from Silas, but, you know, that's okay. Darkwing still finds it in the end as Shochi, the other mid laner, has to run away from his lane and not even farm the minions in peace. I'm telling you, man, it does not feel good to be a LeBlanc player these days. Everyone's out to get you.
Everyone's after you. They remember those old days, Max. I don't know if you remember, but like Season 1, Season 2, there used to be the old memes of, hey, look, it's LeBlanc, and you're instantly dead. That is it.
Yeah.
This is revenge right now. We've taken LeBlanc out of that high end, and Shochi, unfortunately, has to be a victim of LeBlanc that's not as strong as it used to be, but still can put up numbers.
I, as a LeBlanc player, can acknowledge that the silence on the sigil was too good.
Yeah.
They should not have kept that in the game. I'm glad that they removed it. Even as a LeBlanc player, I can say it's okay. But you know, she still can get up to that one-shot potential eventually. You do kind of need to be ahead, which Shochi really isn't right now, but it doesn't take much to get to that point. There is a very squishy Jinx. Okay. I got derailed by the fun fact. I think it's Kassadin. I'm pretty sure it's Kassadin still, and it's not LeBlanc. But I guess I could be wrong. But Kassadin's release was really, really dumb.
I will agree with you on that one, because I remember in Season 2, Kassadin and Morgana were just perma-banned. You would never, ever see them, and if they got in a game, they pretty much just insta-won.
Yeah. The biggest thing I remember from LeBlanc was the old Civ HD days, where he would he'd post all those like highlight reels, the brushy tactics.
The brushy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
Good
fun
times.
to see when you can pull off sneaky plays like that, because you know LeBlanc still has her clone, and a lot of players still kind of play towards that, especially Shochi. When you do get popped on that clone, just send the clone into the direction that you would be clicking your mouse, and you head into the direction the clone would be going.
genius maneuvers we might be able to see from Shochi if he gets to go for anything aggressive. But as of right now, it's 100 Thieves on the offense, taking 2 turrets at the same time, 1 top, 1 bottom, and ballooning their gold lead even further. About 9,000 already in what is a game where they do have quite a few kills, but it feels weird to say, but it hasn't been as bloody as the other ones. We are just barely at a kill a minute this time, which is, it feels like complaining about first world problems, but I am just surprised that it's happening at all.
Yeah, this game has slowed down. 100 Thieves are definitely feeling the pressure as this is match point headed over to them. But the people stepping up under this pressure have been fantastic. We've talked about Fnatic enough. Darkwings, so much experience on him. He's been to every single proving grounds, right? Zeus Gaming was in the first one. AoE back in summer 21. Dignitas Academy he was on back in spring 22, placed in top 8. So a lot of experience on him. And I think this year has been one of the best statistically for Darkwings.
I feel like there probably aren't that many players, especially in amateur currently, that have been to every single proving. I would like to see the numbers on that. It's probably too big an ask to do on the stream right now, but that might just be something I'll have to research later. Yeah. Crunch the numbers, lackey.
100 Thieves next. Looking for the setup in the bot lane. And Taco Gaming, they're trying to reply, but it's going to be a little bit too slow here. Shochi still getting some poke damage. Taco Gaming surrounding, but Shelly should be able to take this down. A couple more shots. Or it drops, and Len's going to get excited. Always afraid when that Jinx is starting to pop off. That movement speed makes it hard to collapse onto her. You can self-heal and pretty much just tear apart your back line.
It's about that time in the game where Taco Gaming have those 2 Drakes first. The main Proving Grounds event is what I was talking about.
Yeah, main Proving Grounds.
Taco Gaming has those first 2 Drakes, but they just can't quite get that third one. 100 Thieves at too big a lead, and they're playing it safely too. They're not going too aggressive with anything. They're just taking these structures whenever they're given to them, and you can't blame them. They have this Jinx on their team that is a looming threat for the rest of this game. And Taco Gaming, they realistically don't have a whole lot to deal with it. You talk a lot about how Taco Gaming don't build a lot of compositions that have a lot of crowd control in them. I think this is probably the most that they've had in a singular game, where they have a Braum, they have a Felios with his root, and they have a Gnar on their team. Yes, only amateur teams. Only amateur players, I should say.
Yeah.
As Darkwings was on Academy. Anyway, Taco Gaming, they build comps that don't have a lot of crowd control. So when you're playing as hyper carries, it can sometimes get tricky.
Very tricky. Everyone just becomes the next reset, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets that chain of kills going. And that's how a Jinx do. Jinx loves situations like that. Get the first kill, get the first reset, tear apart everything else. Now 100 Thieves next are putting their attention towards this top side. Everfrost goes out. It's a chain of CC onto Lawrence, who falls low very quickly. Still gets his Mega Gnar, but it's not enough to save him. Sword pulling him right back in, and it's a pick coming out for 100 Thieves next as they siege up on the top side.
Taco Gaming clearly did not expect that stopwatch to come out of Darkwings there. The stasis was beautiful. Oh, not even a stopwatch, a full Onias purchased by him just so he can play in that front line very safely and go back afterwards. Lawrence does fall. Clean plays again from 100 Thieves next, and again, they're not going super aggressive with it either. They're keeping Sniper on the other side of the map. They're not going for anything with the big 5v5 engages. They just don't need to do that yet.
Oh, that Everfrost is doing so much work for Darkwings. Yeah. Saw right there, it forced City Witty to use the collateral damage to just get some space away from 100 Thieves next. Darkwings has been setting up these plays really well for 100 Thieves just off of that combo. Everfrost, dive in and chain them up.
Yeah, love that stuff from Darkwings. The active item connoisseur, it seems like. Both of them being super useful in that exchange. 100 Thieves next, keeping that super solid lead. And this is the kind of stuff that has historically led them to so many victories throughout the entire year. We already talked about those accolades. 19-1 of the OQs, winning 2 of the 3 tournaments so far. Potentially on their way to a 3rd of 4 if they can win today. And the reason that they have been the most dominant team all throughout is because of the stalwart play, because they know how to play a map, they know how to win a game that they are currently winning, and that is where we find ourselves right now. Sniper, alongside the rest of the team throughout the entire year, had a couple of different rosters in the mid lane, in the support position, in the AD, but he and Fnatic have been here all throughout this entire year, and they have done this to so many teams.
I want to put a correction there. Will attend all PG events, as we haven't had Proving Grounds. That is going to be tomorrow, but still right, nonetheless. Still technically right, so we can take that one. For Taco Gaming, we got to look for their way back into this one, because it has been a strong lead, really set by 100 Thieves Next thus far. And I'm looking at the Aphelios. Aphelios has some pretty good late-game scaling, and Gorka has been a bloodthirsty machine on this Aphelios in the past. We talked about that play where he flashed over the Dragon Pit wall alongside Lawrence to make a team fight happen. Gorka can clutch out.
Yeah, I would love to see it as well. The Aphelios from him is so volatile and so fun to watch. It's why he makes such a good Draven player, and it's why it's been banned in every single one of the games. He knows how to get aggressive on an AD carry. He knows how much damage those auto attacks do, and we will just have to see if he can land those. He's a bit outranged, to be honest. Well, against the Jinx, Jinx definitely has more opportunity to get those down than Gorka, but that's where that aggression comes in. That's where that spacing comes in. That's where the Gale Force comes in, too. We know he likes to go aggressive with those.
It's been a pretty good split for Gorka, especially considering what's happened in the past for Gorka. Hasn't been the best roads on PG throughout his time playing these last couple of splits. His time on TSM Amateur didn't really go up to standard back in summer 21. Spent most of spring just focusing on CLOL with Western Ontario. But since his bounce back, he's kind of become just this bloodthirsty killing lunatic. I'm going to be straight up.
It is. I always think it's funny to look back at that TSM Amateur roster, because realistically, like, if you think about the players where they are right now, like, that team was really good. Like, Eclipse went to Academy. They have both Doxa and Dombre, who are now on GP, who are going to Proving Grounds, and Crossforest as well, a collegiate superstar. So it is fun to think about how that roster came to be, but that's not even the best that he did in Amateur either. Like, he beat so many Academy teams on Barrage in spring of last year as well, with Fnatic, who he's playing against today. And he's one of my favorite Amateur players of all time to just watch and see how his career moves and everything. Partially because of that very funny gif that always gets placed with him in the Golden Guardians jersey smooching. That's too funny.
Gotta love it. Absolutely so. But what Taco Gaming are not loving is the situation that they've been placed in. Nearly a 10k deficit between both of these squads, and 100 Thieves, they're looking for the next step in victory, right? Already setting up for this Baron side, trying to control some vision over here. What's good for Taco Gaming, though, is their vision control is strong. Not much sweepers available for 100 Thieves Next currently.
Well, they do have one control ward. It's on the Baron Pit, and even though all of the members of Taco Gaming can see them on the ward, 100 Thieves Next, that is, they will be able to start with this Baron. Teleports here.
Too slow. Too slow. This Baron is going to be secured, but Lawrence almost has Meganar. Will they challenge now? Will Taco Gaming go for the re-engage? Fnatic is hopping onto Shochi. So this is a split coming out for 100 Thieves Next. This could be a big misstep, and they walk right into the Meganar ultimate. Already a shutdown coming through as Shochi's able to grab one. Going golden's going to be Darkwings. A hook from Sword is going to try and give Lens a way back into this one, but fighting back is Darkwings. Gets 2 kills back in the face of defeat. Is still able to return it, and now here comes General Sniper and the cleanup for 100 Thieves Next. They split up, but they don't need the coordination. They still take the team fight win against Taco.
Only one left on the side of Taco Gaming. He will cut the wave in the top lane, but the Baron up minions in mid will prove to be all that they need on the side of the Thieves. An excited Jinx in the mid lane will ravage these structures as 100 Thieves Next. They secure all of the lead in this game. That Baron was huge, and they're chasing down the Yordle now.
Yeah, Sword doesn't want to continue that chase because Sniper can't get there in time. Lawrence very easily gets that kill. But my word. Silver linings that we can pick up for Taco Gaming, though, is that Inhibitor in the mid lane did not go down. They only lost the turret, so pressure is not going to be that huge just yet. But it's still 100 Thieves with Baron.
And look at Lens's items here, too. The full Infinity Edge. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Lawrence is gone. Yeah, no Mega Gnar.
No Mega Gnar.
Unfortunate timing.
Wrong place to be. Sniper will get that 1v1 and return the solo kill and keep this trend going of this showdown between Lawrence and Sniper. But in the late game, Lawrence falling like that, it gives so much over to 100 Thieves next.
I was talking about that gold difference here for AD. Lens has a full Infinity Edge and a stopwatch over Gorica. So as well as he possibly could have played that last fight, Gorica was almost certainly going to be out DPS checked in it, as Lens is just so strong right now. You mentioned that form of solace they could take with the inhibitor being still alive. I don't think it's going to last much longer.
Yeah, unfortunately with Lawrence going down, that means pressure has lowered for Taco Gaming. And 100 Thieves taking advantage of that situation as they'll grab that inhibitor in the mid lane. Now Taco looking for a fight. They rooted up Sniper. Sniper caught out. Will fall. Shochi distorts out before getting caught by the depth charge. Lawrence still looking to run for the hills. A great kick coming out from a Fnatic. Will knock up 2. And just like that, the clutch playmaking will find Taco Gaming's defeat. Lens following through. Will pop the stopwatch. And Taco Gaming, they were at match point, while now 100 Thieves have matched that point as well. 2-2 apiece. This is going to a game 5.
All the way to the 5th game. 100 Thieves next, and Taco Gaming are delivering back and forth, and 100 Thieves, they take a clean victory all the way to that 5th and final game. We're here for a long night, Deserux.
Can anyone have predicted that this was gonna go the distance? Oh man, I think only Travi on that end. I mean, even Ravish. What was his prediction? Was it 3-1 to Taco Gaming?
I think it was 3-2 actually.
It was
for
3-2.
Taco.
Okay, Ravish, you're getting more and more points, man. You're getting more and more points. As if the prediction's gonna go the way that he wants, Taco Gaming will take this next game. But 100 Thieves next. Definitely have something to say about that. We got the swap up of sides. It's 100 Thieves next, over on the red side this time, and the way they were able to play that out, it was back and forth, but ultimately 100 Thieves, they come out victorious.
Yeah. This top lane matchup continues to be super volatile. Sniper
So
and
much
Lawrence
so.
trading blows every single time. I'm still keeping that counter. 6 solo kills for Lawrence in 4 games over our best top laner in all of amateur. That's a good stat. That's a stat
That's a
that I would
great
put
stat.
on my Twitter, wherever you want to put it, wherever stats go. I'd keep that stat for later, Lawrence. But yeah, 100 Thieves next. The rest of the team was too clean that last game. Fnatic's Lee Sin. I told you, man, he's fed up.
Fnatic's Lee Sin, bro.
He's here to win.
Oh, that Lee Sin looked absolutely tremendous. And of course, Darkwings stepping up at the right time. You know, you enabled that bot lane, and Lens was able to pop off. The rest of 100 Thieves next. They fought tooth and nail. That is for sure into this game to take this all the way to game number 5. Before we head to that game number 5, we are going to throw it to a short break because we need to breathe. We need to get ready. All the hype is just waiting in that game number 5. And when we return from that break, Ravish and the analyst desk will meet you to break down the game number 4. So be sure to stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it.